Today we're going to look at how to use Wix.com to create your portfolio that you're going to have for this class. So if you visit Wix.com, you're going to, in the top right-hand corner, click Sign In. This makes it easy because you can sign in with Google. Now, once you're signed in with your Google account, you'll notice at the top right of the screen, you have the choice to create a new site. We're going to click Create New Site. It asks us here, what type of website do you want to create? Well, for this particular activity, everyone in the class is going to have the exact same template. So if you will, please choose Portfolio and CV. On this screen, the left side talks about letting the artificial intelligence, if you will, create the website for you. That is not, it sounds easy, but I found that it's not really user friendly. It was hard for me to grasp exactly what they were doing in the ADI section. So please make sure that you choose the choice on the right, which is create your website with the editor, and you get to choose the template. Now, notice at the top, it breaks it down for us so that we can search by different categories. And I want to go to resumes and CVs. The second one in the first row, which is called Professional CV, that is the actual template that we are going to choose. Now, just to let you know for later when we do a different activity with Wix, there is the ability to view the template first before you choose it. So if you're searching for your own template, you can click that and it shows you a brief preview of how the template works. There's also a view full demo at the bottom left of that screen that will open it up in a new window and let you actually click through the site as if it were live. For now, we're going to hover over the Professional CV template and choose Edit. So everyone in the class will have this exact same template starting out. That's going to make it a lot easier for me to show you how to do Wix and how to use all the elements of Wix. Now our template is opened up in the editor and it is ready for us to edit. Now let's go ahead and save the template that we've started. In the top right corner, you're going to see Save. And notice that with Wix, since it is a free site and we're not paying for the premium version, it does not let us have a unique URL. It's forcing us to use the beginning of the URL that they give us, which in my case, it's https lcarter73.wixsite.com/. What it does let you customize is what you put after that. So for your home page of this portfolio, what do you want to name it? Maybe I call it portfolio. Maybe I call it IDT portfolio. Maybe I call it home. I'm going to click Save and Continue. Now, at this time, your site is saved. It's saved to the cloud where Wix is housing it. it's not actually live on the web yet until you publish it. In the top right corner, there is a publish button. You can go ahead and publish this site now and then view it as you go and save it as you go and republish it as you make corrections, or you can wait until the assignment's due and then publish it at the end. I like to actually go ahead and publish it and look at it live just because it's fun. So if I click publish in the top right corner, it shows me my URL. This is the URL that I would give to anyone that I wanted to see my website. And notice there's an option to view site. If I click that, it's going to open up that URL and it's going to load my page. Now, right now I haven't done anything because this is all Rachel Smith's information. It is not mine. I'm going to have to go back to Wix and I'm going to edit this information so that it fits my information. Now, notice that everything on the page, if it's text, it's in a text box. I can click on different things. That scared me. If it's an image, I can click on the image. Notice that everything I'm clicking on has choices that come along with it. For example, when I click on Rachel Smith in the top left corner, it's telling me it's a button. Normally, when you visit a website, the logo that shows up in the top left corner of the website usually is a button to take you back to the home page. So that's probably, and we'll see in a minute how it's set up, but that's probably how this is set up. But notice the options that come along with it. And if you're not sure what something is, hover over it. It'll tell you what the icon is for, or click on it. Don't be scared to try something. So in this case, I want to click Change Text. The box pops up. I don't want it to say Rachel Smith. I want it to say my name. Now notice here it shows where it links. It's linking to the top page. The top page, if I click on that link, is this page. So yes, that is how this is set up. No matter where I am, if I click Lori Carter, it's going to take me back to this home window. The Layout tab lets me choose how the text is aligned. Design lets me pick how this button looks. Maybe I want to add some shading to it or some different colors or a square around it. I can even, if I want to do something customized, I can customize my design and I can break it down into all of these categories: the fill color, the border, how the corners act, shadow, text. I can change the font of the text. So if I don't like the text that they have in there, I can change it. But now one thing about templates that Wix has already set up, they have everything looking professional and they have all the colors and the location and the font size and the font style. They have all that set up so it's professional. So you have to be real careful when you go in to edit something, the choices that you make, because we can turn a beautiful website into something that's pretty unattractive and unprofessional, and we don't want to do that. There's an animation button. This would actually have the text come in like you're doing PowerPoint. That can sometimes draw attention away from things though. The link, again, opens up that same window. And there's a help button if I'm just still not sure what to do. Now we'll talk about this menu up here later. Let's move to this photo, okay? That's not a picture of Lori Carter. So when I click on the image, notice my choices up here, I can change the image. So I click Change Image. In the top left corner, I can click Upload Media. This is going to let me choose what image I want to use, and I can get it from Wix, I can get it from my Google Drive, Facebook, Instagram. Now, if you're at school, it's not going to let us do the Facebook, Instagram. There's all these different places you can choose from. Or we can get it from our computer. Once I choose my image, it's going to upload it to Wix. I can click on it to make sure it's selected. And if I move myself down here, there's an option in the bottom right-hand corner to choose image. Now this image is changed to a picture of me. Now notice that some of my image is cut off. I can, with this option here to crop, I can crop the image, and maybe I want to adjust and move myself up or down so that the top of my head's not cut off. And then I can click the check mark to apply. All right. Now the text that's beside it, again, I click on it. I can edit text. The text setting menu comes up. I have different heading sizes that I can choose. That's going to make it either larger or smaller. I can change the font style or the specific size, make it bold, italics, underlined, change the color or highlight it, hyperlink it to something, make it bullets, change the alignment, increase or decrease indent. I can add some shadowing effects. I can even change the character spacing. I can change the line spacing between the lines. All right, so there's a lot of stuff that you can do and customize with your web page. So go ahead and change the information that you have here to your information. If when you get to the phone, email, address, date of birth, since this is going to be a live website, I would recommend not using your real information here. If one day you do create a website that is like a portfolio resume to try to get a job, use your real information. But for the purpose of this, we can use fake information. And on a resume, are you really supposed to let people know when you're born? No, because they cannot discriminate based on age. And if you're telling them when you're born, you're telling them exactly how old you are, so they can go ahead and discriminate before they've even interviewed you. So don't give them the chance. Now, by taking that out, I've made that little container box a little smaller. I can click on that gray, white colored box, click off the text, you click on the actual box, and just like a picture, I can size it. So I can drag that. If I want to move my text so that it's more centered looking, I click on the text and I drag it down. Notice it gives you little purple guidelines so that I can tell when it's centered horizontally and vertically. Everything has to line up and look professional on your website. Now this background image, okay, I click on the strip, I get choices. So if I want to change that strip background, there are choices that come up in Wix, and I can scroll through and look and see if something looks professional. You know, I'm probably not going to choose avocados because what does that have to do with my resume unless I'm a chef? That one's nice. I think I'm going to get that one. I don't really like the flower in the background. Let's see. If you've looked through the choices and you don't like anything Wix has available, you can select image and choose your own image. I'm not real happy with what they have in there so far. Now, if you don't like the choices that they have for you, you can go to upload media and upload your own image that you may have found online to use. Once you select your image, you're going to click choose background and the background changes. Now that we've made these changes here, we can go ahead and make sure that our site is saved. And if you're publishing your site as you go along, go ahead and click publish. The original template that we had on here when we published this site the first time had Rachel Smith's information. But now that I have published my changes, all I have to do is up here by the URL, click the refresh button. It's going to reload the page and show the changes that I've made. Now, if we go back to our template, we can continue to make edits to the page. Now, I want to talk about the buttons that you have up at the top for your navigation. Look at the left side of your screen at the top where your pages are. Notice there's a drop-down menu. Right now, there's just one page to this website, and it's called Top. If I click on my navigation bar that's on the top right of this website, notice I can manage this menu. Now, when I open that up, these 6 links are linking somewhere. And you're probably thinking, well, where are those pages? There's only one page to this website. Well, if you'll notice in front of each link, there's a little anchor symbol. That anchor symbol indicates that there is some placeholder or anchor on this page that when I click experience, for example, it'll take me down to that experience anchor. When I click education, it takes me down to the education anchor. And let me show you how that works. So when I click experience, the page automatically goes down to the experience section. Education, clients, so forth and so on. So these are not actual pages that this navigation is linking to. It's linking to a location on this particular page. As we move on through the portfolio website, I will show you how to add a second page, but right now we're still just working off of this one. Your assignment when you created your resume, you included experience, education, skills. We really didn't have a place for clients, expertise maybe, and contact's going to be important. So use the skills you've learned so far, and I want you to continue down the page and change Rachel's information to your information that you put on your resume. Now that I have my information updated, I'm going to save the page and then I'm going to publish it and look at my changes. After the intro image and information, I've gone through and you can see my information has been changed. I've added my intro paragraph, my experience, education, clients we'll talk about in a moment. I updated my skills. Expertise we'll also talk about in a moment. Contact me, and even the footer at the bottom. You want to make sure that you've updated that as well. Okay, now with the client section, I'm going to scroll down and actually get rid of that section. So notice right above where it says clients as a title, there's a light blue line, and out to the right, you'll see that little anchor symbol, and it says clients. If you click on that anchor, this is the location or the placeholder that navigation bar is taking visitors to when they click clients. Since we're getting rid of this section, we need to get rid of that anchor. So if you click on the anchor to select it, we can simply press delete. The anchor is gone. There's no more blue line across the page. Now, as we click on the strip that says clients, I can delete that. I can also click on the part that has the little logos for solid state, noted. I can delete that section. Now that I have this hole here, if you will, I am going to actually drag everything up on the page. So for my skills anchor, I need to take that and drag that up to the bottom of my education section. And to take that skills section and everything that's below it, when I click on the skills title, you'll notice there's a drop down arrow. And if I hover over that, there's an option to drag. If I hover over drag, I can then drag that section up to where that anchor is. And I no longer have that hole that's there. Now for the expertise section, I want to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to get rid of the expertise anchor. I'm going to click on it, press delete. The expertise title, delete. The text that went under that section, delete. My contact anchor, I want to move that up. The Contact Me section, when I click on that area that has the title Contact Me, notice there's an orange line that goes across the page. And this says Change Footer Design. So this Contact Me is actually located in the footer of the website, which means if when we do create a second page to this site, the Contact Me form is going to be at the bottom of it as well. Anything housed in the footer section will show up on every single page of the website. So to move this up, when I click on the Contact Me section, there's a little sheet of paper with an up and down arrow, and if I hover over it, it says Adjust Page Height. I can click on that and drag it up just like I did the other section that I did earlier. Okay. Okay, now that we have those two sections deleted, you're going to notice back at the top of the page in the navigation section, we still see clients and expertise. So I'm going to need to manage the menu so that I can fix that. For the client anchor that's here, when I select clients, there's a circle with 3 dots out to the right. If I click on that, I can delete. So the client section is gone. I can look at my navigation bar. It does not have clients. For expertise, I'm going to also delete that one. And again, my navigation bar doesn't have that in it. Now, 2 other things I want to talk about on this page. Notice under your image, there are social media icons. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and whatever that first one is, IN. Y'all probably know. If I don't want to link to one of those sites, I can click on that social bar that has those icons and I can press delete and it's going to go away. It may not be wise when you are trying to get a job to link to your Facebook. If you know that there's something there that you don't want everyone seeing, don't link to it to get a job. But also keep in mind that a lot of companies are searching Facebook to try to find potential employees, trying to find their page and see if there's anything shady on there that maybe they shouldn't hire them for. But I wouldn't go ahead and just offer that information up for them. And down at the bottom in the contact section, you're going to see those same social media icons that we can click on those and delete those as well. Lastly, you'll notice in the bottom corner, there's a Let's Chat. Now, let me save and publish this so that you can see what that chat does. All right, here's my chat. Let's chat. We'll reply as soon as we can. So if someone clicks on this, move myself out of the way. Whee! It says, let's chat. Ask any question. We'll reply as soon as we can. So someone's looking at your page. They're trying to decide, when to set up an interview maybe because they like what they see. So maybe your place that you're trying to get a job at says, can you come for an interview tomorrow? I can't type and talk at the same time. At 8 a.m. Send. Now, this template is set up. Notice it looks like someone's typing. This is set up to automatically respond if someone types a chat question and it says, hey there, please leave your details so we can contact you even if you're no longer on the site. So the person's like, well, okay, I guess I didn't give them my information. So my name is Sally Smith. My email, submit. And then it says we'll reply as soon as we can. Well, there's not a live person on Wix sitting there that you've hired to monitor that probably. So in your design mode, down at the bottom of this toolbar, there is an Ascend Business Tools. Because we have that chat box down there, we have some of these options. In this Ascend menu, you're going to go to Customer Management. Okay. Under Custom Management, you'll notice there's a chat and inbox. In the chat box, notice it's already installed. If we want to open the app so that we can edit it, we have to click Open App. We have here Open Wix Inbox. Right. Now, notice that we see our inbox here almost as if it's email, but it's set up like a chat window. So we can see that at 1:42, which right now on my computer it's 1:45. So at 1:42, someone said, "Can you come for an interview tomorrow at 8?" And then they also responded with Sally Smith and has their email. Now I can email back to Sally Smith. I can type a message and send it to her. Sure, I can come for an interview. Can't wait to see you. Also, because I have this set up with my Google account, if you check your email, if the school will allow it to come through for Wix, you would see this. I have 2 new emails letting me know, visitor 8386 sent a message. Can you come for an interview? And then I see, oh, it's Sally Smith that sent it to me. Here's her email address. I can reply to her now if I wish. But my point is, do we really want to go through all that with the chat box? Yes, it's kind of a cool feature if you are an online company where you have someone set up to monitor that constantly and they can chat with you. But this being a one-man site set up as a portfolio, let's say that Sally Smith really is interested in having an interview with me. But let's say that I miss it because I'm not constantly checking this site. I've just missed the interview that's tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to recommend that we actually delete that chat. So I'm going to close out of this window. Down at the bottom, I click to select the Wix Chat, press delete, it's gone. That's all you have to do. So now you don't have to worry about checking those messages all the time and making sure that you catch every time someone sends you a chat. Now in the footer section with our contact form, right now, if someone were to fill out this form and submit, it's not going to come to our email because we've not set it up that way yet. So if you click on this Wix form, notice that our options that we have up here, we can go to Form Settings. Now in the Form Settings, we can set up email notifications. It's asking, who do you want to notify when this form is submitted? Do you want it to notify the site contributors, which are the people who have access to the inbox, or do you want to set it up to an other email? If you choose other email, it's letting you know here that they're not going to show up in your site's inbox. You're not going to get notification of that through Wix. So if you're sure that's what you want to do, you can click yes, I'm sure. Now, below that, it says notify these people by email. All right. So I can click in that box and I can type in the email address that I want to receive the notification about someone filling out this form. Since the school email is set up not to accept messages from outside sources, I would recommend using your personal email here to see that it actually works. So once you type your email there, let's look at the menu down the side of this taskbar. Let's look at Submit Messages. Now there's some options here that we can set to the form. If when someone submits the form to us, if we want it to show a message, we can leave it with this first option and it gives us the choice to set up our own message. Right now it's set to thanks for submitting. There are some other choices here that we're not actually going to change them to, but notice the last one has a little crown with an A. Anytime you see that, it's letting you know that you have to have the premium paid version to have access to that. You can even set how many seconds or how long you would like this success message to show up. Now, as we scroll through the other options in this menu, you can even set it up to accept payments through your form if you have a business. Under automations, you can have it send a thank you email or create a task, and you can create, if you were wanting them to get a thank you email, you could create that now for it to send to the email that they provide you. And then there's even a support option. So I'm going to close that out and I'm going to publish it and see how it works. So I'm viewing my page. To quickly get to it, in my navigation, I'm going to click Contact. It takes me down to the Contact section. I'm going to type in my name, my email address. I'll use my other one. A subject line, and whatever message I want to type. Click Submit. Thank you for submitting. Now I'm going to go check my email and see if I really got notified. And sure enough, I have a notification. And here it is. It's from Lori at Carter's Custom and att.net. Subject, testing the form. Message, looks great. So I automatically received that email when someone submitted that form. That's pretty cool. To finish out our homepage, the last thing that you might want to do, you may or may not want to do this, but let's pretend that, for example, under my experience, I have Cook High School. If I want to create a hyperlink to the actual Cook High website, I would edit the text, and in the editing, I am going to select the text Cook High School. If I want to make that a hyperlink, notice in the text settings that come up, there's a little chain link. I can click on that chain link and it opens up the window. Where do you want to link it to? I want to take it to a web address. Now, I recommend highly that you actually open the website on your computer, click at the top where the URL is, and copy it. We can select it and either right-click, copy, or we can do Control C. Then I can just paste it in that box by either right-clicking, paste, or doing Control V as in Victor. After I set the URL, how do you want it to open? Do you want it to open up in a new window when it happens, or do you want it to open up in the same exact window as your resume website? I like to have it open in a new window since I'm taking it to an outside source, because sometimes people forget and they may accidentally close the tab and forget to click the back button. And so then they're irritated that they've closed the website out. So I'll usually choose new window and click done. Now, just for the sake of it, I'm going to scroll down to my education section, and I'm going to also make a link to Valdosta State University. So you can watch again if you're unsure. So I select the text. I click the link button. I visit the VSU site and copy the URL. I choose web address. I paste the address. I click done. Now I'm going to publish my page and test those two links out and see how they work. All right, so I did one under experience for Cook High School. Voila. Now, when I close that tab, because I told it to open in a new window, when I close that tab, there's my resume portfolio still behind it, and I'm not irritated that I accidentally closed out. Under education, I also linked to Valdosta State University. Voila, just like magic. And again, when I close that tab, there's my site. So I think we have the home page finished, and in the next video, we're going to learn more about Wix and how to add pages and other elements to the site.